you see nurses going to private hospitals. They earn, most of the nurses that I've seen earn 25,000 in private hospitals.
That's not up to the minimum wage.
They earn 30,000, and they will pay transport to this place. They will feed themselves, and at the end of the day, you see that they don't even have savings for themselves. While their other colleagues are doing better over there, you are telling them not to go. Definitely, they will go.
Hello and welcome back to your favorite show, Diagnosis, the one place where we discuss all the issues that plague the Nigerian healthcare sector and prefer solutions to solving them, as our government does not seem to want to be solution-oriented. Today, we are going to be continuing our fight on no to the NMCN verification rule. And today we have a wonderful guest with us. She's just coming in from work to show you how important this fight is. She finished her shift, a very stressful shift for that matter, and has come in here today to discuss with us. Her name is Nurse Alexis Isioma. She's been in practice for over 15 years. She has a wealth of experience under her belt. She works for a tertiary institution. She's well-grounded in this, in understanding the very many problems that plagues the Nigerian healthcare system and affects the nurses. So guys, help me welcome today to our wonderful show, Nurse Isioma. Nurse Isioma,
Nice to be here.
thank you so much for making out time to come here. I know how I've been disturbing you throughout this week. I'm so grateful to you. Thank you. And I hope your shift was not as stressful.
It was anyway, but in this fight, we have to do anything and everything to make sure that
Aluta, continue. That's wonderful. I'm so happy I mean, last week we were supposed to have some people here, but they kept declining. So to see somebody who is willing to actually walk the talk, it's amazing. And I don't take this for granted, and we're very grateful to you. So Nurse Isioma, I want to know, right? How do you view the relationship between the older nurses and the younger nurses?
I wouldn't say the problem is even with older or younger nurses. The problem generally is with the managing body of nursing. They seem not to understand what nurses go through, because what they do is they just sit in their office and we go into the field and we do the work. So whatever it is, whatever pressure that is mounting on us and everything that we go through, even when we aid, they don't even seem to care. So that's where the problem is. This is not the problem of younger and older nurses.
Yeah, the reason I asked that question was because I wanted to understand the protection for the nurses that are coming up. Because I feel like in a fight, if those that have gone ahead of you are not protecting you, how would this fight have, any depth to it? That's what I'm asking.
I can say this fight is for the strong-hearted. Yes. Because it's not everybody that is ready to go out there and will be able to air their view. Okay, so we that are ready to fight this fight, we are for going out there and we want to get this right. Because this is an opportunity for us to not actually rectify this whole verification thing, but to put so many other things in place. We want to set nursing at a pace where we have always wanted to be, because we are not there yet.
Cool.
So that is what we are trying to do.
So tell me about this verification rule for the benefit of our viewers who might only have seen the circular but don't really understand what exactly it is, what it entails, and how it affects.
So it is very painful for you to just look up and you log into your portal and you are seeing totally locked down on the portal without a prior notice. And you expecting that the next thing you will see is maybe a better verification, or them telling us that instead of getting your verification in 3 weeks, you get it in 2 days, only for us to be hit with a shocker that instead of the normal 3 weeks, it's now going to take a minimum of 6 months. And that is, a minimum means it can not be 6 months, it can be 2 years. So imagine a body, a regulatory body, you have issued a license and they are telling you to verify this license that they issued. Whether you are the one that issued, you are now saying that this same license will take you 6 months to verify, even more than 6 months to verify. So I don't know what they are really verifying, that the thing will take that long.
Are they going to individual schools to go and meet them? Come, did this person pass 10? Are those things not supposed to be available on the portal?
Everything is in the system. Everything is with them there. So if they want to do a verification within a day, they can do it.
Yes, because I'm led to believe it's automated.
Yes, if they want to do it in 2 days, they can do it. But this is just like, I wouldn't come out to say is a ploy, but this, whatever the circular have said, is just like wanting nurses not to move. This is a way to stampede the movement of nurses, from them not to move out of the country. So from the registrar's interview on channels the other day, he was saying that whatever he's doing is for the good of Nigerians. Okay, you are looking for the good of Nigerians. What of the people that are serving the Nigerians? Have you thought about
They
that?
don't deserve good.
So you've not thought about the good of the nurses that you are pushing out there to serve these Nigerians, and whatever it is, the protection and everything, and you are thinking of the good of Nigerians. So that's where the problem is. So for him to say it is for the good of Nigerians, definitely you can indirectly, he has said it all.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the nurses. He only cares about the Nigerian population, and the Nigerian population are telling you that this does not make sense, because if a nurse is not happy, how will she perform how would he or she perform their duties? No, I want to also understand, you're saying nurses not to move, because from what some people were saying on the internet, that the rule also affects those that might be going for their master.
Yes, because
Or other, those that are going for conferences too.
okay, just imagine somebody that's maybe you just finished school and you are getting a scholarship to study further. So now you will need to work for 2 years. That's the new rule. You need to work for 2 years before
You can go and
you can be able to verify that license, because you definitely need that license to verify it before you can move out of this country. So that's the only place they can hold nurses. So they are now saying for the new graduates, you must work for a minimum of 2 years before you are qualified to even start verifying your license.
Does this only affect the new graduates or the nurses already on?
All the nurses, I'm talking about the new graduates. We have worked for more than 2
years.
So for the new graduates that are just coming out of school and want to further their education, this will also impede their movement.
I mean, I don't even know what to say. Anyway, so I mean, this 2 years too, I want to understand, is it post-internship? Is it post-NYC? Or is it immediately after school?
This is after. This is what they are not even telling you that, okay, you skip internship or you skip service.
Yeah.
You are going to do this too. So definitely it's not even 2 years.
It's about
This is like 4 years we are talking about. So you are telling somebody that after graduation, you are going to serve your country, serve by country that, anyway.
the country that spits you out. Me, I will say it because I'm very angry. A country that spits you out. A country that... And working, because a lot of people are also saying that the reason they are saying this is because nurses went to school for free. So I want to ask you, yeah, what school did you go to? Was it a private or a public school?
I went to a private and both private and public school of nursing.
Okay.
I graduated, I did my BSc, I furthered, I started my master's also. All this was funded by either my parents, my husband, or myself. So government or the establishment I'm working did not in any way sponsor me for any of these services, any of the education or acquired knowledge, which I will still come back
And give to them.
and give back. So if all this didn't happen, I don't know, I don't even know their reason or why they are coming up with this kind of rules. For what you did not even sow into, you want to repeat. We are already giving out a lot. And you're not even saying, okay, now you want to make schools of nursing free for people. People are paying through their nose. Some parents borrow to train their children to see them through school. And at the end of the day, this same person comes out of school and there is no job. Then they start doing menial jobs. You see nurses going to private hospitals. They earn, most of the nurses that I've seen earn 25,000 in private hospitals.
That's not up to the minimum wage.
They earn 30,000 and they will pay transport to this place. they will feed themselves. And at the end of the day, you see that they don't even have savings for themselves. While their other colleagues are doing better over there, you are telling them not to go. Definitely they will go. The problem is not the nurses actually moving. Let them sit back, call the nurses, or call even the healthcare professionals, call them what is actually the problem. Why are you moving? This is where they should focus and not focusing on people moving. You can't stop people from moving. Even if today, at the end of the day, they take this verification to 1 week, people will still move because the problem is there. The problem has not been solved and people will seek for fund and they will still move.
How much is because I saw an outrageous amount and I want to clarify from a nurse, how much is verification fee?
Verification before was 17,500.
Out of the 25,000 naira.
So from 17,500, it was moved because when the mass exodus of nurses started, so they moved it again to 69,000 or so, or 68,700. Now we are hearing that there will still be an increment, but we are not sure of the price yet. So imagine a nurse you are not paying with. They are still trying to get this money to verify. And again, you are further increasing or putting other obnoxious rules. So all this speaks volumes, speaks the language that they are not telling us clearly.
They don't,
which we have understood. Even without them saying it clearly, we have understood exactly what they are trying to say.
I have goosebumps. I don't know what to say. Well, I'm going to ask you. The nurses went on strike on Monday. What happened afterward? What happened during? What happened?
We went on a demonstration, not striking.
Okay, a demonstration, right?
Yes, we went on a peaceful demonstration. So we went to see the registrar. We actually wanted him to, because since the circular was released, people have been complaining, nurses have been complaining, but nobody have answered us. Not the national body that is representing us, not the NAM, not the NMC and the body that is regulating nurses. Nobody said anything to us. So we are seeking for answers. Then we took the bull by the horn and
I applaud nurses.
The nurses gathered themselves and they said, okay, enough is enough. So we went to meet the registrar. We wanted him to explain to us what is actually going on. So that was where and why we went there on Monday. And he actually came out. We submitted a letter to him and he said in days, he was not specific, he will get back to us. So we are still waiting for him till now.
So, and I'm asking this because I understand with my little time on this earth and in Nigeria, I understand what the Nigerian government mean when they say we'll get back to you in days at an unspecified time. They don't want to tie themselves. What are the nurses doing with regards this, unspecified time?
As it is now, every state is trying to carry out the same acts, demonstrate to their NMC quarters in each state. Here is the capital. We have done our part, and we are still waiting for them to answer us. So if they don't answer, then we will know where to go from there.
Did you guys give them a time period to answer?
Yes, I think they were the one that said in days. So days are yes, the days are up and we are waiting for answers. So after the days are up, because we are assuming the days now have already turned to weeks. So let's give them that much time. So after that, they will know how to go back to them again.
Can I ask a question? And this is coming from a place of being a Nigerian who has come to understand defeat when it comes to fighting for your rights in your own country. What happens when the registrar, NMCN, does not do the right thing? What happens when they say to you, we don't care? What happens when they say, that's your business? What happens when they say, this must stand? What would the nurses decide to be as typical as Nigerians always are? The ones we are defeated, we just lick our wounds and find another way to break the wall and continue running? Or would they actually continue fighting?
This is the first time nurses are actually speaking now.
Yeah.
So if we don't grab this opportunity
It will slip.
and utilize it, it's either we are getting it right now or never. So we are not planning on stopping or backing out. We are not fighting them. We are still telling them that we need a reversal of that circular. And not just that, they should look into why nurses are moving. Why are they? Have you asked why are they moving?
So let me ask you, now you're bringing that up, why are they moving?
There are so many issues within the nursing profession.
Can you
First of all, in Nigeria, nurses are not valued. You go into the hospital setting, everything is on you. You get assaulted and nobody fights for you. At the end of the day, you even get punished on it for getting assaulted. Nobody fights for you.
Please,
Nobody.
has this ever happened before?
Yes, it has happened on several occasions. And at the end of the day, you see nurses still keep quiet. We have taken a lot that if we are given the opportunity to explode, Nigeria will not even be enough for us to explode. We have taken so much in this profession. This is a time we either get it right. Nurses are well educated now that they are supposed to be placed well when it comes to salary scale, but yet the same thing we have been receiving for the past 20 years, that is the same thing that we are still receiving, and the country is not smiling at anybody. So imagine a nurse that have worked for 15 good years. You cannot even vouch for 100,000 in your account, because before the money comes, it's dead on arrival. You already owing, you bought things, transportation, fuel is on the high, and you need to just survive. So we are earning just to survive, not any other thing. So we can't continue like that. If you want nurses to stabilize the problems that they've been telling you over the years. Nobody wants to enslave themselves in other man's country. We want the best. If we get the best here, we'll stay. If we don't, people will still move. There is no way you will stop them. People will definitely move. You cannot actually compare is it the relevance they give to nurses outside there? We don't get it here. Nobody values nurses. Is it the pay? We don't get enough. We are not even paid enough for what the services we render.
I'm calculating how much a pure water seller will earn in a week.
Okay, imagine a nurse that travels to UK. In a month, you're going home with, like, let's say 2,000 to 2,500 pounds. That is just for saying sake. They earn more than that. Then that is a nurse salary in a year in Nigeria. So them coming out to tell us that the least a nurse earns is 135, that is a big lie.
Baruch, you're a big liar.
Because nurses earn as low as 25,000-30,000. And even in the government hospital that they claim, nurses earn as low as 70,000-80,000. Yes. Nurses are not properly placed.
I'm trying to understand when you're saying 70, 80. What cadre? Is it like someone who just finished school, or we're talking about a senior nurse?
As you're coming into nursing to practice, you're supposed to be placed at a certain level, which is not done. And the money that is even attached to whatever level that it is.
What level is that? Is it the CONMES level?
The CONHES.
Oh, the CONHES, yeah.
Yes. Because for a nurse to work for over 15 years and somebody just graduated in another profession, this person passes through you and you sit there without... See, the problem of nurses is not even just this one that the problem of nursing, they should ask nurses. One of the major issues is nurses will work. Yet, at the end of the day, when it gets time for them to be promoted, you tell them that there is no vacancy for promotion. They write exam, you stagnate them, and you still expect these people to be happy. Apart from you even stagnating them, somebody writes exam, the same exam, to move to another level in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, the person is still in that level. A PNO has worked.
What's a PNO for the
principal nursing officer has worked for a minimum of 15 years. And the salary of a PNO is not up to 300,000.
Okay, so let's close today's show because I don't think that makes any sense. Are you kidding me? And that is what, because from what, I mean, you talked about the new verification fee and that you're not sure, but I did see something on the internet saying that it's going to be 300,000 per verification. And you're telling me that the principal nurse has worked over 15 years.
Oh. And you are there. You see, sometimes I sit back and I ask myself, if not for humanity's sake, and for the passion, I would have gone out of nursing. But when I look at it again, if we don't fight now, the problem is still there, staring us at the face.
Yeah.
So if we don't fight, people will definitely still come to meet it. So for posterity's sake, let us see this to the end. So we are just using this opportunity to solicit to every other person. It might not involve you today, but now involve you. But you see, this whole healthcare thing, once they start with one profession, it moves to the next.
It's not even just the healthcare. Nigerian are turn by turn. Emilukan, it will reach you.
So let us all fight it together. Whoever is interested, just because as it is now, from the last demonstration we did, other civil service or I think other non-governmental bodies, they have decided to join in this fight.
I stand with you. The doctors too are joining with you guys. Everyone is joining you. But I want to ask again, right? Before this circular came out, were there rumors? Did you guys hear anything about it? And
there was nothing because as of late last year, the portal was totally closed down without a prior notice. So verification stopped. So when people started raising issues or asking questions why this is happening, that was when a circular came out.
At 10:30 or so, they posted it at 10:30 with a flash.
So if a circular came out first, that they are working on the portal. So they are trying to upgrade it. So we were all happy. So thinking that,
unbeknownst to you,
thinking that finally, this verification thing, when we submit in 2 days, we have been verified. So to cut the long story short,
we're back in
they gave us stoning a shocker, as in they shocked us to our bone marrows.
I mean, I covered it
that we have not even been able to recover. You see, the major problem that most nurses are even angry about in that same circular is before you can get verified, even if you've worked for 20 years, before you can get verified, you get a letter from a doctor or from a CEO, whoever. Anyway.
You know why that's even very painful? Because we saw just last week some nurses in, was it OA or what hospital was that they were, asking that their salaries were not paid. You know the hospital, right? Their salaries were not paid and blah, blah, blah. And then the CMD started shouting and be flogging them. That's who wants to give people verification letter. That's who they are. You know what this means? What this professional body is doing is that they are giving people the opportunity to become worse bullying.
Okay. So imagine me wanting to get a verification.
With your letter continue
after all these years. Then you expect that I walk to my MD
and tell him to give me a letter.
Please, I need a letter of good standing. Okay, tell me, the MD, do you know me?
Exactly.
Because I'm working with you, I'm not working directly with you. If you are even saying my supervisor, it's my immediate boss, is a nurse. At least she knows our practices. She can rate me.
For you, yeah.
Yes, if I'm okay, the MD can just say, okay, everybody's just trying to halt the movement. So if they refuse to give me a letter of good standing, so indirectly you are telling me you go nowhere. So you can't verify me because I don't have a letter of good standing from an MD. That's a big slap. You taking nursing back. We're already saying that nursing have been relegated to the ground is an understatement. So now you are further taking us backward, like 20 years backward.
I don't think 20 years backward.
Close. You are taking us back to
Stone Age.
Seriously. We are trying to improve on nursing. You're killing it.
Do you know where your registrar, do you know where he went to school? Do you know if he has ever left this country to practice or something like that? Because I tried to do my research, I didn't find such information.
I think I don't know, I can't say about that, but Nigeria, even the learned people tend to make the worst mistake.
I don't think it's a mistake. I think it's very intentional. It's just people refusing to understand that other people deserve better.
And for nurses to cry out to you, and you are telling them that whatever you're doing is for the best interest of Nigerians.
Not even for their own.
So because that cannot benefit any nurse in any way. You're telling us it's for the best interest of Nigerians. You're fighting for Nigerians. Okay, let's even take for example that we have agreed to stay. This same government, how many of them come to these hospitals? How many of them get treated in the hospital? They still travel outside this country to get treated. Have you seen the situation of the hospitals? That sometimes we have to improvise to take care of patients, but patients don't understand.
And they will still come out.
And at the end of the day, you see a patient beating a nurse up on duty, and nothing, the government don't even take it up. So it's really very painful. So many times that patient relatives have torn the uniform of the nurses that are on duty, and nothing is being done by anybody. Then you expect this person to come the next day happily and work, because what we are doing in Nigeria in the healthcare system, we are suffering and smiling, and enough of that. We have smiled enough. Now it's time to get serious. Is it that the government gets it right with us, or they are not even ready to listen to us at all?
And if they are not ready, what is the way forward? That's my question. Because the government of Nigeria now, today, is only looking for scapegoats. They are not ready. If they are not ready to listen, what is the way forward?
They will listen.
Okay. Anyway.
They will listen because, you see, I don't know, Nigerians know that nurses are peace lovers. You see peace.
You see a nurse, yeah.
Is not helping us. Yeah? We have swallowed peace. We have shown peace. Now, the peace is choking us.
Not good for anybody.
That now, if we don't come out and speak in one voice and fight this menace, this thing eating into the healthcare profession, because this thing we are seeing this way,
it's not just one person.
It's going through the nurses first. Once they are able to succeed, they take over. Then they face the next scapegoat, yes. They face the next person. So for us to fight this, everybody will have to speak.
It's one voice.
You are not speaking for the nurses alone. You are speaking as a concerned citizen of this country. Because if you see, with all the things we have voiced out, imagine somebody coming to care for you every month is going home with 30,000, 25,000. Even the people that are even going home with 100,000,
they're getting big.
These people, they have children. They go to the same markets.
we need to wrap up now but we're going to revisit a lot of these things we've talked about, and I would love to have you on here to talk about the issues with, patients bullying you speaking off and then being punished. We need to discuss that. But I would like to ask before we wrap up today, with this fight, you did say that we have to speak with one voice, because if they succeed with nurses today, they'll come for the next keynotes tomorrow. So would you say that with this fight, because I've seen a lot of people speak up, I stand with the nurses, right? And I'm a doctor. So do you think that you've gotten the support that you need from other healthcare professionals, doctors, med lab scientists, and all of these people? Do you think, even from lawyers, because this thing seems like it will go further than this. Do you think you've gotten the support you need?
I wouldn't say that. So that's why we are seeking for the support. We are still asking for people to support us. Because now the support we are getting is just individuals that are concerned. You're not getting support from bodies, from organizations. So that is the support we are looking for, not individual support this time.
So for me, I always attack NME. Why? Because I don't think they are doing well. So NME, you guys should listen. And I think you should get behind this. Throw your weight behind this. This is something you should address. Because the nurses are one of the reasons why our work in the health, in the hospital is easier. Without nurses, there's no way doctors will be able to be 100% efficient. And I think it's important that we throw our weight behind them. Stop being a political body for once. Think about the catastrophic consequences this will have if it comes to doctors. Think about how this will affect the young doctors. I know that has not really been a concern of NME. I know that NME's primary concern is NME's building levy. But for once, I feel like this should be a concern to NME, because it will not affect just us. It will not affect just them. It will affect you too, in one way or another. Other professional bodies, the med lab scientists, the MLS, they should throw their weight behind this. Physiotherapists, everybody should understand that the Nigerian government does not care about you. And if you want anything to be done for you, you need to take the bull by the horn. We need to imitate the nurses. They are going out there to fight, regardless of what it might be. They are going against principalities and power. They are going against a Farouk that is coming on national television to lie blatantly, knowing full well that what he is saying is not what is obtainable. And then he comes out and he quotes international best practices.
International best practices he's talking about within 2 days. This would be the verification is over and they don't pay for it. So you're quoting international best practice that you don't even know.
You don't even
How will you come on air and quote something that you don't even know? So whatever he has quoted is just to...
It's for his pocket.
It's just to justify this thing that has come out.
See, I mean, you guys say you've given him days, and days are now turning to weeks. So we're expecting another demonstration. Where and when, I'm ready with my placard. Because I think we all need to understand that it's not, we need to come out. You need to speak up. You can't sit on the fence and expect that it will not reach you. The fence will go taller or more expensive for you to sit. So you need to understand now. You need to understand now that this is the time to do that fight. This is the time to fight that fight. So walk the talk. Don't just sit down and be a coward. No coward ever succeeded at anything. This remains your show diagnosis, and this is a story that we are going to cover until the very end. Until this verification rule is repealed. Until nurses are no longer beaten up in the hospitals and then punished for it. Until then, we're not going to stop talking about this. Because I feel, personally for me, I think it's unfair that the people that have to stay there morning, afternoon, and night, change diapers, take care of people, bathe them, provide care for them, are not being taken care of. And you are told that it is because you are thinking of Nigerians. Think of them first, because they are the ones that will help the Nigerian. Anyway, thank you guys for listening in.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure. All right, guys, this remains Diagnosis. Please do not forget to give us your own. Tell us of the things that have gone on. As a nurse, tell us what you faced. And tell us tell us what is going on. Tell us how you are, working towards fighting, towards building a better Nigeria, a better system. Let us know. Come up with your own feedback. Let us know. And don't forget to subscribe to our social media platforms, our Instagram, our YouTube, our Spotify. Listen, give us feedback. And I remain your host, Catherine. Thank you and